Hello, and welcome back to Derailed. This is Season 1, Episode 15. My name is Gregory, and as always, I'm joined by Mai Harrison and Maya Dash. What's up, boys?
Let's go.
Hello.
Today, it is my turn to choose the topic. And for this week's topic, I'm plagiarizing, and I need...
Oh, yes! Content borrowing!
So, I'm 100% sure this has been done before, but I think we will have some things in it that are different than other people's versions of this. But where I got this from is there's a booktuber named Murphy Napier, and she was talking about the Am I the Asshole subreddit, and then someone in her comments said that she should do a video where she does Am I the Asshole, but like with fiction characters like, writing the posts. So just that, we're just doing that. So you're just gonna, and it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be from books. It can be from any made-up character through all of time. So it can be from
literally
books,
already
manga,
have
movies.
It
can even be like mythological characters. And the way this is going to work.
Characters in mind now.
Yeah. So you have to choose a character all of us know, obviously, and then the way this is going to work is we're going to have to guess what the character is based off of the post. Yeah.
Wait.
So if you can't guess my character, that's tough.
It should be a pretty easy game, I think.
Yeah. So
it's more just about the comedic.
Am I the asshole
posts.
for a fictional character?
Posts for fictional characters.
Okay, but it doesn't have to be the events from that actual involved character. We just make it up as like in the character's persona.
Yes. The way I'm going to do it is I am going to choose like events from like the stories of these characters to use. But I am going to try to like disguise them.
It, like, but we can technically make up an asshole situation or like am I that asshole situation? But it has to be in that character.
Yeah, with you could do that too. Yeah.
Okay. That would. I gotta think about this one.
I once lost a poker bet when I was with Harry and Summer, and I actually started a new Reddit account just so I could make a Am I the Asshole post.
Oh, I remember that. That one was, I think, wild for no reason.
It was pretty out there, but in my defense, I had like 20 minutes, so I'll have a lot more time this time. Fuck, Greg, all your topics for homework.
Yeah, this one might take a little bit of preparation.
I actually gotta really think about this one. Shit.
Yeah, let me think. Maybe we should do...
I'm not the best storyteller. Fuck.
I mean, it's not really storytelling. It's like from you have to pretend like you are the person.
That might be smart.
Yeah, you could make it even a little bit more hard.
You could actually just go to ChatGPT and go. How does
5 per person sound? Is that too much?
5 what? 5 different posts?
5 posts. They don't have to be that long. Nah. Like, you don't have to write like 3 paragraphs. It could just be like a few sentences.
Okay, this will be interesting. I actually have an Am I the Asshole situation that I would be kind of curious to see your opinions on, so I might sneak that in.
Yeah. I'll say... Okay.
I would say 3, so you can have like a couple paragraphs per or less.
Yeah, that's fine.
But like,
I'll say 3 minimum, but you can do more if you want.
Okay, that's fine. 3 minimum.
All right. Cool.
Oh God.
Good luck. Before we get to that, we just got back from Vancouver, so we have some stories to tell, I think.
Do we?
Yeah.
Do we?
Okay, I guess we have no stories to tell.
I mean, no. The trip had stories, but we had like on Wednesday was perfectly normal. I think. Like Wednesday, nothing happened.
Really? I'd say the only story worth telling was on Wednesday.
Our track record, yeah, I would say so too. But I want to say our track record of things going wrong, it did persist, but maybe because this was only half of a food trip, it didn't happen at the end. It happened at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
We just had flight issues, and like not just one flight issue, it was like multiple flight issues.
I think there's a lot to be said about what you said, Greg, about the more legs you add to your flight journey. The more exponential the chances shit gets wrong.
Yeah. And I was right about that. I said that before the shit went wrong, and then it all went wrong.
Yeah, no, we're all like, yo, this is going so well, and then fucking shit tumbled.
Yeah. But long story short, we almost missed one of our flights and the other ones got delayed. We had many scares for whether we were even going to be allowed on the plane. And at the very end of the day, we didn't get our luggage. They left it like 2 flights back across the country.
Yeah, no.
Greg got his luggage the day before he left.
Yeah, so they were supposed to give us our luggage within 24 to 48 hours. That was a lie. I didn't get my luggage until 5 days later, right before we left. So that was but the story, the Wednesday story that Harry is so nicely referencing and brought up. Do you want to tell it, Harry? It's your story.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing happened, bro. Because they're so persistent. Something happened that day. We went to, I don't even remember what happened throughout the day, but we went to dinner, had some good food. Then we went to an escape room before we were going bowling, right? And this escape room was pretty chill. It was pretty lighthearted, honestly. Really, really bright and colorful. We went in, we completed it in pretty easily. There's some hiccups with the radio. And
I actually forgot about the ending where Harry fucked up.
I didn't fuck anything up. There's a misinput on the fucking.
Oh yeah.
Actually, wait, no, that would be my fault. Side. Fuck. Yeah, no, there's a server side misinput, and so
Harry, I can't believe you're censoring this story so hard.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I feel like I'm in like trying out for the CCP. That is a slightly watered down version.
It was so colorful and cheerful. Like nothing happened, and then we finished it and we got out and we're happy. And
we were happy. That's true.
That is true.
Most of us were happy.
So the escape room we actually found a while ago because Summer really wanted to go. So we looked at a few escape rooms. Me and Greg looked at a few, and they were questionable. Yeah, they were like
they looked like there's like with escape rooms you have to be careful because there's like the kids escape rooms and then there's like the grown up ones. So you always have to make sure you're looking at the right ones because.
Yeah,
we've been to a kids escape room. Do you remember the pyramid one, Harry?
Oh,
yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was.
That was interesting. Bro, there was a lot of spectacle. Actually, there was way more spectacle in that escape room than the other two.
I mean, it basically was a bunch of lights and magic to distract you when the guide actually pressed the buttons and stuff and like triggered things to make things progress.
Yeah. I don't even think our input actually had that much help. Yeah. And then at the end, we got to do like a fucking kumbaya moment where we all held hands and closed our eyes and had to imagine the thing floating. Yeah, and I totally had my eyes open, by the way. And I saw the thing getting lifted by ropes, and I was like, all right.
Yeah. It was... Did we pay for that?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
How much? How much? Do you remember how much?
I think it was like the same amount as the other escape room.
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, see, like that was honestly fine for kids, but when we went there, we realized that every motherfucker there was basically
was a child with a parent. Yeah, it was like, just a parent.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! We might have fucked up. And we're sitting there letting the kids do the trials, and we're saying like, "Oh god, it's so simple, it's so easy," but we can't just push them aside and do it, or else we become
I don't know,
bad guys.
Yeah, I was doing that. I was.
Am I the asshole for pushing the kids away?
Am I the asshole for solving all the puzzles before the kids could solve them and speed running through the kids' escape room?
Because they were taking so damn long.
Anyway, so we looked for an escape room that wasn't that, and you guys found one. So good job.
So I think Summer found this one. And initially, like, she was like, look at this, because their website is so much better. And, like, as soon as I looked at their website, I was like, yeah, this has to be the one. Because, like, all the other websites feel like they were developed by somebody that went on Wix.com. But this one...
That's a jab. All the YouTubers. Yeah. Today's episode is sponsored by
Squarespace or Wix.com.
I've never actually heard Wix. I've heard Squarespace a lot.
Wix was
Wix was huge back in the day.
Yeah, I know of Wix because I used it back in the day.
so I've looked at both, and Squarespace is definitely like it. You can make it cleaner with Squarespace. There's less functionality, but Wix, it's like, if you don't know what you're doing, it's worse. Because, like, it just doesn't look that good. But anyway, this one looked like they hired, like, an actual, like, web designer to, like, with, like, front-end experience to, like, design it. The entire thing was, like, they had a consistent color palette. Everything was, like, really simple and easy to get to. And they also had a lot of unique and interesting, like, themes. And so, they have a bunch of different branches in different parts of Canada. So for the one we had, which was in Coquitlam near Vancouver, it had, I think, like 6 or 7 rooms. And the nice thing about the rooms is, like, as soon as you look, like, when they're listed out, you can see the ratings, the rating for each room. So, like, we didn't want to pick the kids ones, obviously. So the one we picked, I believe, was 14 adult. So 14 young adult-ish. So the theme of the room it's called Room 057, I think it was called. And it's basically like you're exploring an abandoned hospital. And
with
like you're
rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah, with rainbows and butterflies. They're trying to figure out like what went wrong. So
I forget what the story was, but it was something about like us getting like knocked out and then we wake up in the abandoned hospital.
No. So the story is like you have a bunch of memories that you think are a dream.
Right.
But like after you keep having these dreams, you're like maybe these memories actually happened. So you go back to this abandoned island to figure out like what these memories are. And then you can tell I didn't pay
attention to the lore at all. We were walking in and like joking and having a good time, and then he like tries to calm us all down to tell us the story, and I was just like looking around the room like, all right, where do we start?
Yeah, you don't need to know the lore to be fair. Anyway, like we did the first part, and the room it was pretty interesting because you're basically in like an abandoned hospital type vibe. There isn't much light. In fact, after you complete one of the puzzles, one of the things that happens is it turns on a UV light, which reveals a bunch of other clues and stuff. So it's fairly low light, but it's not hard to see lighting. At least it wasn't for me. Like it was very
it's like
easy.
Dim. It's more mood lighting.
It's like nightclub lighting.
Yeah, it's just it's enough light that you can like see all the words on pages and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's supposed to set the tone. Like it's supposed to be creepy.
And there was some creepy ambient music, like ambient music. It wasn't like fast paced. It was like lightly paced, but like slightly eerie music.
Basically, like the whole escape room was like it was a thriller. I wouldn't say it was a horror escape room. It was a thriller escape room.
Yeah, it was like
you were supposed to be on edge.
Yeah,
but there were no like jump scares or anything that was supposed to like terrify you. It was just supposed to keep you a little.
Yeah, nothing ever terrified you.
Yeah, so it was not supposed to terrify you.
So this is also like furthered by the fact that like you get like video cards and stuff, and like the videos you see are like shot like what is it? Is it the Ring? Or the
it's
Shining?
like lost footage, like old footage, like creepy horror footage
with like the heavy breathing being picked up by the mic and all. So this thing was 2 rooms. So we got to the second room, and I was in the second room just like trying to figure out all the clues. But one of the better things about this escape room that Greg mentioned is it's not linear. Like you have to go back and forth between rooms. You have multiple puzzles you can finish at once. And so most of them were in the other room, and we had a radio to talk to like our guide. We hadn't actually used our guide much at all. We used them near the beginning when we were stuck in the first room, but after that, like we didn't use them much at all. And so anyway, what we didn't know at this time was that they were talking to us, but we couldn't hear them because the radio was broken. So I was in the other room just like relaxing. And then what had happened at this time is all the others were back in the original room where the entrance was. And the lady, getting frustrated because we weren't listening to her, came into our room. And so she'd opened the door, and as she'd opened the door, I think Summer had a clear view of her. So she was just like
Summer was facing towards the door as she opened it. So
Benea also had noticed her before Harrison. So she was like, oh, the lady had walked in. But then Harry turns around and Harry's exact reasonable calm words were, and I repeat,
Yeah. I had been so there was a computer in the room that a lot of the hints revolved around. So I was observing the computer and stuff and trying to figure out more clues from it. So when the door opened, I didn't hear anything because she was like really quiet for some reason about it. Like she was very discreet. She didn't knock or anything. She just like quietly opened the door. So I didn't actually hear anything, but I just happened to turn around at that moment. And then when I turned around, she was just standing there. So I actually got a little jump scared because she just kind of showed up out of nowhere. So like my heart leapt a little bit and I was like, whoa. Yeah. I didn't make any noises because I'm the sort of person who I get jump scared pretty easily, but I don't like make audible noises. I just like jump and flinch. So I just flinched a little bit. But yeah, that's when the Harry screaming started. And then I flinched a lot more than a little bit. Because Harry wasn't in my line of sight. So I just heard like a scream right next to me and I was like, oh shit.
So when this happened, I only had a view of Harrison because I saw through the door connecting the two rooms. So I could only see Harry. And then he just started screaming. So I ran back in to see what was going on. And then I saw her just like standing there. And like she's in the least lit part of the room. So like Harry screams the third time and then I scream like involuntarily because I'm like, what the heck what is that? And then I was like, oh wait, that's just a worker. I was like, Harrison. I was so like for a brief moment I was like, what the fuck, Harry?
Yeah. And to be fair, like her the reason why I even jumped a little bit when I first saw her before Harry screamed was because her expression, like if she had walked in with like a normal human being expression, I don't think I would have been I would have jumped.
She was rightfully pissed.
She was glaring at us. So I thought I was a little terrified at first because I thought I didn't recognize her at first because I just saw the glare and I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? Like something that's glaring at us just walked through the door. And I was like, oh wait, that's her. And I was like, why is she so like after Harry screamed, she didn't react at all. She was just still pissed. And I was like, did we do something wrong? Like what did she say so
and then she was like, can I see the radio? And then like she tests the radio.
She was like, have you guys been like using your radio? Like why aren't you guys like using the radio?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean? And she's like, is your radio working? And we were like, and we gave it to her. And then she went to go finick with it.
Yeah, replaced it, I think, most likely. Yeah. And then, so after that, we actually heard some of her hints.
We realized after she left that, like, that it probably she had been trying to tell us to stop touching things.
For 15 minutes, probably, too.
Yeah, and we had just been ignoring her. From her point of view, we had just been ignoring her, even though we actually just didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
But I think she also realized that misunderstanding during then. So then after the fact, she found Harry screaming funny. But at the time, she was just staring at us. And I was like, damn, like this is a really funny atmosphere, but she is killing it right now. Like we were all giggling because of Harry's scream, but she was just glaring at us. And I was like,
I felt kind of bad because she looked so pissed. I was like, I was like, damn, I really hope we don't get kicked out or some shit.
So after that, when we went to pay, actually before that, so we ended up finishing.
I told the story of the end.
Yeah. We ended up finishing.
What do you mean? We finished perfectly.
In 45 minutes, we got through all of the puzzles, and then we figured out the last hint.
We only used one hint from her, right? At the beginning, because the hint at the end was just to confirm what we actually had already known, but we didn't realize that things had gone wrong.
So anyway, we ended up figuring out that the last clue was my birthday. And so we were like, oh, okay. So Harry enters in my birthday. He did it month, day. And then it didn't work, and we were like, oh.
That was the way it was written in the computer, by the way.
Yeah. So we were like, oh, okay. So we only had 3 tries at it total. So she was like, after the second try, like, call me before you enter the third. So and like we looked for another 5 minutes. Yeah, we looked at for another 5 minutes, and we were like, okay, there really is no other clue, so it has to be our birthday. So we tried the other way, and it didn't work. And we were like, what the heck? Like, what other possibility could it be? Because it was only the months and the days. It's not the year. And so we asked her, we were like, is it to do with my birthday? And she's like, enter it in and see. And I was like, okay, I entered in the second combination. Harry entered in the first. So I was like, okay, like, we told her, we were like,
it both ways. Yeah.
Yeah, we told her, we were like,
Well, there was like a few seconds after she gave us that hint where we were debating, and then we went back to her again, and then she was like, just enter it the way that it's in the computer. And we were like, wait, but we did, and it didn't work. And she was like, all right, I'm going to be down there in a second.
Yeah. And so then she came in. I entered in the original code that Harry entered in.
So she came in and she told... Yeah, she told Harry. She told the Dash to enter it in the same way Harry was supposed to have, but also add like a what was it like a
I pressed B after that.
A B, yeah.
But just to be clear, I entered in 0323. As I went to hit B, the thing clicked, turned green, and opened. So
I don't know, Chief. I'm pretty sure I entered it 0313.
And then after that, she
that's the issue. It's 0323.
Yeah, 0323. I don't think I put 13.
And then after it opened, she just looked at us like, "What? Like you said that you did it?" And we were like, I thought we did." And then everybody looked at Harry, and Harry was like, "Don't look at
me." Oh man! So anyway,
it was fun though.
After that, we went to do the payment, and we were just like discussing it. We were going through like the misunderstanding with the radio, and she was like, "No, it's fine." And she was like, "My coworker's currently on break, but once he gets back, we have the recordings of all the escape room footage, so we are absolutely going back to watch that."
Yeah.
So Harry is now a living legend in a different country.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, not in a good way.
What a goat.
We wanted to acquire the footage of it, but I think Benea contacted them on Instagram, and I don't think they replied or
I don't think she has, honestly.
So. Probably
no, she wrote the message while we were at the airport. Yeah.
All right. If they have, they have.
So I think they just didn't reply or
which kind of sucks and kind of makes sense because I feel like
I wanted to see it again. I barely got a view of it because his first scream jump scared me, and then the second I only looked at him after he was done screaming. I didn't get to see him.
The only thing I got a view of was Harrison, so I saw him flinch 3 separate times in motion with his screams. It was pretty hilarious.
And then Harry proceeded to stay traumatized about that for like the whole night.
Yeah.
I remember we were in the car and then Harry was just like, "Yeah, I'm still kind of on edge." I was like, "Damn."
I don't even know why, bro. I was just
I mean, like, I got a little jump scared by her too, just because of her expression when she walked in. Yep. But it was just your reaction was so funny.
I think actually I wonder over time how many times I've scared Greg because I got jump scared by something, but he wasn't scared of it. I remember one particular one I remember was like one of the Jumanjis, the recent one with Kevin Hart and The Rock, when there was like a sudden like cut to like a squirrel or something jumping, and like I jumped because it was like dark, and all of a sudden a noise came up. I jumped and Greg jumped because I jumped.
I feel like if we ever did like something horror related, like I would get jump scared by the thing that's supposed to jump scare me. I'd get jump scared by Harrison getting jump scared.
And then double jump scared. Yeah. No, I feel like I get jump scared pretty easily, actually. That's why I don't like watching horror movies, especially the ones that are just cheap jump scares, because I'm just like, okay, you see it coming, but you still get jump scared if you're someone who gets easily jump scared, like me. But I've never had big reactions to it. I just like my heart leaps a little bit, and I'm just like, fuck, that was not pleasant. But yeah, I've definitely said the statement like, Harry, you scared me more than that scared me, a statement several times before. Because Harry has very violent reactions to jump scares. So, flashback to you throwing your Mac across the room when we jump scared you.
Oh my god.
Well,
besides that, most of the Vancouver stories
was fun.
It's mostly anecdotal. The only thing I wanted to mention was when we went to karaoke and we went to like this Korean place. And first of all of the controls for operating the karaoke machine were in Korean. And second of all, anytime you loaded up a...
Go ahead.
Anytime you loaded up a song to play, it would show the lyrics, and behind the lyrics was just random Korean stock footage that didn't match the songs at all.
It was so funny.
It was like we would be singing we would be singing like some form of Greg would be like singing I Can't Help Falling in Love with You.
That's the moment I remember the most too, because it was such a contrast.
Yeah. And what was the stock footage for that one? Because
it was just like it was like
punched.
It was a dude getting like punched through a wall or something. I can't help it. It's just like dude gets fucking slammed. Was
that the one the anime fight scene in it? Like,
yeah. They were all getting punched, and then they fall. All of them fall in a circle, weird. And they were all like laughing about it. I was like, "What the hell is going on?"
It was so strange. Yeah, no, that was funny.
But that was hilarious.
All the controls are in Korean, and he tried to like explain it to us. And when he was trying to explain like the bottom portion, like the search function, he was like, like he was literally like didn't know what to say. He just looked at it and he was like, "Yeah, I don't suggest using this."
Yeah, he was like, "You can type stuff in, search things in by blah blah blah."
But it doesn't.
But
he was like,
it's gonna be tricky. And we found out because everything gets typed in Korean before English. Yep. Even though, and I was like, "How do we switch it to English?" But
well, yeah, there were English letters written on the thing, but
it was first Korean.
Like the Korean words were the ones that got input when you put them in. So
yeah, but it was just, like, well,
it was interesting.
Unless we figured out how to switch it to English, it was pointless.
Yeah, it was fun though. We just went off the guide and put those in. Some of the instrumentals were really shitty, but some of them were pretty good.
Yeah, and some of the lyrics were just
through the
wrong.
Fire and the Flames.
Yeah, that's exactly the one I was thinking.
It was so bad.
So at first it started, and me and Harry looked at each other. We're like, "Oh, this actually isn't that bad." And then a few more notes in, we're like, "Oh my god, no, this is terrible."
It just turned into bagpipes, bro.
Yeah, no, because the instrument was just it was like it was a MIDI guitar, so it sounded terrible. Yeah. It was just because it was so fast at first that we both thought it was okay, but then once like we actually started to listen to the tone, we were like, "Oh god, what is this?"
There was just no bass. An issue that also was felt during our rent-a-car.
Yeah,
because that thing had the most lip-sync bass I've ever heard.
This, go watch our vlog on this. I'm not sure if it will be out by the time this comes out, but it will eventually be out. I don't know what channel we're gonna post it on. But it'll be out somewhere.
Might some Productions?
Maybe. Yeah, probably. Yeah. But go watch the vlog. It's a much better summary of all of these events. And yeah, it should be pretty fun. All right, let's get started. Yeah, so I kind of only came up with 2. I did come up with a third one, but it's not like an article. It's just like, you'll see. But anyway, we're just going to take turns going through these and then guessing what character it's referencing. So we'll just go in order from youngest to oldest, I guess.
All right,
and then we'll just do one story at a time.
Youngblood.
Okay, all right. Pick a number between 1 and 3.
4.
8.
You guys are so dumb.
2.
All right, 2 it is. You picked the long one.
Oh, fuck.
Alright, I almost just read out the name of the character this is supposed to be.
That would have been hilarious.
Not like this is going to be hard to guess.
No, I don't think any of these are going to be particularly hard to guess.
Alright, let's start with the title. Am I the asshole for being so distrusting of a junior-ranked employee? I have been pondering on my actions recently after I took a free fall from a big skyscraper. I made some decisions that I thought were wise and followed my principles, but now I'm starting to doubt them. I wish for your counsel on this matter, Reddit. You see, I am on the council of a powerful peacekeeping force. I am joined on this council by other wise and ingenious members of my force, and they follow the principles set forth in our teachings very effectively. Recently, a large-scale war broke out that required the full arsenal of our chapter. Despite being peacekeepers at heart, we were thrust into war, and now command entire armies. One of our younger members seems to have an insane knack for this, and he has quickly risen to fame as an infamous war general. His actions catapulted him into superstardom within our government, and won him favor with the head of our democracy. As such, he was requested to be on the council with us, which we were forced to oblige. However, we of the council did not believe he possessed the wisdom to temper his impulses, and thus did not grant him the same title as the rest of the councilmen. He seemed quite behooved by this particular matter. We also had him spy on the government head for us, which in hindsight I guess put him in a bit of a tough position. But hey, we needed to be sure the guy was legit. And guess what? He wasn't. It turns out the head of our government was a traitor and the very enemy we had been fighting this whole time. Jesus, I have a few spelling mistakes on this. Anyway. The boy found this out and told me. I didn't want him to get involved any further than he already has, so I told him to stay away while I arrested the traitor, and then he would have won my trust.
I go in with my other members of my council to take him down. Turns out, these motherfuckers are useless as hell. I basically had to solo him, but I did manage to get him weakened, and, against my teachings, I was getting ready to kill him. Unfortunately, this motherfucking boy cannot listen to a single goddamn thing he's told, so he shows up as I'm about to deliver the final blow. I tell him why the traitor must be killed, that there is no other way to ensure peace, but this war criminal parading as a hero decides now is the moment to play it by the book and cuts off my hand to stop me from killing the traitor. The traitor then pushes me out of the window. Should I have taken the traitor into custody, Reddit? Am I the asshole for being so untrusting of the kid? Alright, that's it.
I think, is this from Sun Battles?
It must be from Sun Battles, yes.
I think it is Sun Battles.
I was thinking it was either Avengers or Sun Battles.
Avengers?
Who is the exact character? I mean, Harry knows it, so don't say it.
I haven't watched either of them, okay? So you get...
Wait, what? Avengers?
Bro, we literally watched this.
Wait, but... Did we?
Yeah, we watched this together, Greg.
I mean, who you're obviously talking about the one Star Wars movie we watched.
Yeah. No, we watched 3. What do you mean?
Yeah, but...
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was actually the most recent one, I think.
Yeah, this is the most recent one we watched, so...
Alright, Greg. Who do you think it is?
Keep note of my use of the word motherfucker.
I honestly have no idea.
It's Samuel L. Jackson.
No, it's Mace Windu.
Yeah, Mace Windu.
Yeah.
That's what the motherfucker would be referenced
to. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, I had an inkling that it was... At first, I thought it was Avengers from, like, the organization and stuff, and falling off a skyscraper, but...
Yeah, I mean, pretty sure Mace Windu died when that happened, but I mean, I was like, we'll twist that part. It's fine.
Yeah.
It was
a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people hope that he survived and eventually they'll make it like a him coming back story.
A spin-off series. I would be so down for a Mace Windu spin-off.
Yeah, I feel like that would be so cool, but alas, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, that's really it. I don't know.
All right. I guess I'll go 1 through 3. I guess we'll do the same thing.
3.
2.
Okay. Heads or tails? Actually, Greg always takes tails. Hey Siri, flip a coin. It's tails.
I was actually thinking of doing a Star Wars one too, but I was like, I don't remember enough. The problem is when we watched Star Wars, I remember like we watched most of those movies on TVs that like I could barely hear the dialogue on. So I did end up, I think, missing some of the context for a lot of what was going on in some of the situations, especially the first movie. The first movie I was like lost for a good portion of it, and then I finally caught on to what was going on.
Okay. All right, Greg, this one's for you. You actually chose the one that you'd probably understand the most. Okay. So today my group and I... Oh, fuck, English. So today my group and I were F and M 16 to 17. Oh, wow, I wrote this terribly. We're exploring the dungeon and clearing levels to level up some more. To give context, we're all adventurers who have been tasked to possibly save humanity from the monsters and demons of this world. So with that in mind, when we got down to the lowest level, we actually got trapped by some demons, and my group and I fought hard to throw them off. Oh wow, I am
struggling more than normal.
Yeah, no, I fought hard, but got thrown off at some point and retreated back.
You know what
it
is? So Harry just got into reading recently. I managed to draw him in. I think your speaking skills are now being sucked away into your reading ability.
Yeah,
no, he's reading faster than he can speak.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the thing is, I wrote this.
Yeah.
All right. The demons and monsters, they eventually found us, and wow, I can't write for shit apparently either. Where we were, and we put up a last stand. I was able to beat down the monsters and then have create an opening to kill the demon. But before I can actually kill the demon, they looked defeated and had a picture of their lover. So I stopped, and because they were defenseless and couldn't fight back anymore, which I thought was a good idea because we could take them either prisoner instead of killing them, and maybe got information out of them. I was also troubled by thinking that demons actually had feelings. However, because of hesitation, I got hit back, and then from there, my group and I almost died to the monsters and demon I showed some mercy to. We were saved, however, by a former member of our group and ended up killing all the monsters. And after disarming the demon, he killed her without hesitation. When she was defenseless, she could have been. When she was defenseless and could have been captured, he had the power and ability to just knock her out, but instead he killed her. Even after I tried to get him to stop. I got angry and yelled at him, saying that he was ruthless and it wasn't necessary. He eventually told me off and said that I was just mad for doing what I couldn't. Am I the asshole for hesitating and showing mercy to a defenseless enemy and almost getting my group killed?
Yeah, well, and Ash won't get this one, but
I was gonna say, I'm so lost.
That's literally just the plot of the 5th book of
I don't remember which book.
I forget. Yeah, but it's just the end. Yeah, no, that moment was it was interesting.
His whole character is kind of just sad.
The fact that he had a chance to send her. So you will learn more about his backstory in the future, and he is kind of a sad character. But yeah, no, fuck that guy.
Yeah. The whole righteousness bullshit. I'm just like, you're full of shit.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's pretty.
If he was in America, he'd get towed off so quick.
All right, I'm gonna do my longest one first, probably. This one isn't funny per se. It's kind of just like terrible, but like it's also like I think it's a pretty good "Am I the asshole?" So, all right, am I the asshole for taking out my anger on my husband's girlfriends and their kids instead of my husband?
Wait,
My husband is a prolific cheater and seducer, and I catch him in affairs constantly. However, he's also angry and violent, and is so important and strong that I'm afraid to confront him about it. Likewise, no policeman or warrior of justice would ever dream of helping me. As a result, I am forced to watch him elope with other women and even get them pregnant, and all I can do is ruin their lives instead. Most of them were seduced by him, so in my opinion, they deserve it. After all, I didn't marry him because I like him. I married him because he tricked me by literally disguising himself, getting close to me when my guard was lowered, and then forced himself on me. He also made sure this was very publicly known. As a result, I had to either live on as the person who got soiled by him, or marry him and pretend like it was consensual to preserve my dignity. Naturally, I chose the latter. So I don't really feel bad about hurting the woman he sleeps with, because anyone who would fall for someone like him deserves to be hurt. That said, I haven't been able to stop myself from also hurting the children those women bear, even setting aside entire years.
I feel like I know who this is, and the thing is, I wrote one for them as well.
Nice. Even setting aside entire years of my life to torment them. I recognize the unfairness of this, but to me, those children are demon spawn. I also recognize that some of the women he sleeps with also got tricked or forced to be with him, but at this point I have no patience for figuring out who deserves my wrath or not, because the number of women he slept with is too high to count. So, am I the asshole for lashing out like this despite everything that I have to go through? Isn't it all his fault in the end? Edit. Some of you are wondering why I don't feel sympathy for these women who are in the same situation as me. I already explained I only married this man to save my dignity. I don't particularly care that he sleeps with other women, to be honest, but every time he does, he tramples on my dignity, his lawfully wedded wife. He's such a perverted monster that he even sleeps with animals sometimes. It's as if he's saying he'd rather sleep with a fucking duck than me. All my friends and relatives look at me pitifully, despite how accomplished I am, despite how I'm the wife of the most powerful man in the world. Another edit. Our mom somehow found this thread and is lecturing me now on modesty, despite 1, not wanting us to get married in the first place, and 2, also having been raped by my husband, despite her giving birth to him and saving him from his cannibalistic father. And yes, I said our mom.
Okay,
my husband is my brother. Get over it. Get over it. There's only like a total of a few hundred beings on this planet, and we're all related somehow.
It's Hera, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, doing research for that, I was like, man, this story was way more fucked up than I thought.
I didn't know some of those things. The fact he forced himself
I did not know that.
I did not know he raped Gaia.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that part.
No, it wasn't Gaia. It was Rhea is his mom.
Rhea
and Kronos. Yeah. So and I didn't know that he raped Hera either to marry her. Like that's he literally. So the actual story,
her, but I didn't.
I said he disguised her. The real story is that it disguised himself. He turned himself into a pigeon, created a storm, and then like like flew into the storm to like make himself to look pitiful, and then she like put her coat over him because she felt bad for the pigeon, and then he turned back into Zeus and then raped her on the spot, and then that's why she married him. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah,
that's so fucked up.
Searching shit up and just learning about the shit Zeus did, I'm just like, bro, what?
He's terrible. I'm impressed that Rick Riordan somehow, like, he obviously put the gods in like a bad light, like they all say fathers and stuff, but it was not. He still censored them like a lot from how bad they actually were. Like they were the worst of the worst. Oh man. Yeah, so that was interesting doing the research for that. I do want to add too that like as I was looking for these, like I ended up spending so much time doing the research, and I didn't even end up including a lot of the characters that I was doing the research for. But like Percy Jackson was a big one because I wanted to do. You guys remember Nico D'Angelo from Percy Jackson?
Yeah, the gay one.
He was the gay one, Hades' son, the edgy one.
No.
Okay. Well, I wanted to do him because there's one moment where he sort of betrays Percy in the last book. He leads him to Hades because Hades promises that he'll tell him about his mom. But then he doesn't, and then he locks Percy up. So Nico frees Percy, and then he bathes him in the river Styx to make him Achilles. But I wanted to do Nico, and then I was just reading his whole story, and I was like, man, I really forgot the plot of Percy Jackson.
No, like, I was thinking about rereading it, because I don't remember like, shit.
As I was refreshing myself on the things, I was like, damn, this was a good ass story.
I know.
Like, holy shit. I totally forgot about so many characters. I forgot about Rachel, the Oracle girl, who she becomes the Oracle at the end. I totally forgot her. No. Like she was a love interest actually in the last book, and Annabeth was all jealous of her. But then she's like, you know what, Percy, I'm gonna become the Oracle, so fuck you. Percy's like, wait, did I just get dumped? What the fuck? And then I forgot about Selena, the girl, the Aphrodite daughter that was the traitor. She was the one that was conspiring with Luke because she had a crush on him. But then she eventually falls in love with the Hephaestus son.
Okay, stop spoiling these because I'm gonna reread the
them.
books.
We've all read them.
I'm gonna reread it. Actually,
anyway, it was just
this would be spoilers if I was gonna reread, but I can't.
It really took me back because like I used to be so obsessed with those books. I think I read all the Percy Jackson books like 10 times. So it was like I was reading this and I was like, man, how did I forget this shit? Like this is so good.
Bro, it's been so long.
And then I started reading stuff about the second series and Jason and all them. And I was like, man, that was so good too. Like, remember when fucking Percy got amnesia and then he got sent to the other camp?
That was like, pretty crazy.
And because I learned that because it was still part of Nico's story because he meets Nico and then Nico doesn't tell him who he is even though he recognizes him.
Yeah.
And then I totally forgot that Hazel was Nico's sister that just got resurrected.
Oh yeah,
but yeah. And I was like, man, I totally forgot that shit. Yeah, there was so much stuff.
Wait,
I was like, damn.
What caused him to get amnesia?
Kind of want to. I forget exactly what it was, but the whole point was he and Jason were intentionally swapped to the other camps so that the camps would be able to get along with each other because otherwise they would have gone to war. But because Percy, who's like, the headliner of Camp Half-Blood, and Jason, who's the headliner of the Roman place, because they were so close to the other camps at that point, they were able to work together.
It was pretty cool seeing the Romans, like the whole organization.
It was cool, yeah, no.
And shit.
And you know what else I realized? I also realized I forgot that Rick Riordan wrote an entire third series that happens after the events of the Trials of Apollo. And I remember reading the like first couple chapters because he released it as a teaser. He was like, oh, this is the first few chapters of the Apollo Trials of Apollo, which is the next series I'm writing that's in the same universe as the
not ever read
and I was like, I never read that series. Like, damn. Because at that point, that was like when I started to shift away from Percy Jackson and went to like Ranger's Apprentice and stuff. But yeah, it just took me back. And I was like, man, I never actually read Trials of Apollo.
All right, fuck these light novels. I'm reading Percy Jackson. No.
I actually am.
I'll read it after I finish all the light novels.
Yeah. I remember it being so fucking good.
I am. Anyway. This is completely irrelevant to the story, by the way, or anything we're talking about. But I am so hungry, and I am all out of snacks. I'm debating just making myself cookies because I've had a sweet tooth for so long.
Bro, after this, I'm going downstairs and making those pancakes.
The cabbage pancakes?
Yeah, the cabbage pancakes. And I'm just like,
Harry had a dilemma yesterday. He was like, cabbage pancakes or Ari Frietta? Do I read or do I eat?
I'm
and I guess you chose
pancakes.
Yeah.
Not pancakes, no. Cookies. I'm gonna make cookies.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, Adash, I think you're up.
Back to me. Alright. Am I the asshole for leaving my family for a decade?
Damn.
Hi, Reddit. I have never used this app before, but my wife has been bugging me about something for a while, and I just wanted to know if I was in the wrong here. So basically, I'm an MMA fighter. I've competed in and won the big martial arts tournaments, and I've also helped stop some major jackasses from
I know who
using the strength to hurt people. This led to me having a few enemies. I got a couple of them to become my friends, but still, I got a lot more enemies than friends. So anyway, eventually one of these enemies challenges me to a fight, and I really can't refuse, not like I would anyway, because if I did, he'd threaten to do some pretty bad stuff. I fought him, and oh my god, it was so fun. But he did kick my ass. He threatened to kill everyone if he won, so I had my son, who's hella strong, fight him instead. My son eventually won, but I got pretty roughed up during that. I got taken away to a pretty far away place. Eventually, my family found a way to bring me back, but I refused to come back because A, more sparring partners over here, and B, people keep coming over to fuck with my family because of me. But if I'm not there, then it should be okay, right? After a decade, I did eventually come back once the heat died down, but my wife is mad because she got pregnant with another mini-me and said I should have been there to take care of him. Am I the asshole, Reddit?
Yes, definitely. Goku is definitely a satisfying.
Goku.
Yeah. I like how I immediately knew what it was once you said MMA, because I was like, why would I have seen anything MMA related? So I was like, what is he trying to get at here? And I was like, MMA tournaments. Oh, it's DBZ.
First I thought I was scrolling from a movie or something. Yeah. But then I was like, oh, when he said fighting someone and then he sent his son out, I was like, oh, here's Goku, Gohan.
Yeah, no, that part made it really obvious, but it's just like, Goku's definitely a deadbeat dad. There's no two ways around that. He's just he's not a great father. Not the worst father, but not a good one.
All right, one or two.
We all know Piccolo was the real father.
Yeah. Good old Daddy Piccolo.
Goku killed Piccolo's dad, and Piccolo ended up being Goku's son's dad.
Yeah.
Very ironic.
That's how it be. One.
One?
Yeah, I'm feeling one.
Okay. What's it called? I'm going to start this off by saying I'm not a misogynist. Recently, there's been a small misogynist.
You got cut out. Oh, I thought you said masochist. I was like,
oh my god.
No, that's not true.
Okay, first off, Greg, I'm not a masochist. Fuck off.
Remember? Wait. Remember when we were playing Contact in Vancouver and then the letters were MAS and then Benea immediately contacted me going Harry and then she thought I was trying to say misogynist and it was just M actually. She thought I was going for no, it wasn't. It was MA. And I was going for I think did we both go with masochist? I forget. But Harry thought it was supposed to be misogynist and we were like, Harry, that's MY.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh wait, it is.
The word was supposed to be masochist. I don't think we contacted. I think.
I spelled this M-A, misogynist.
It is incredible how steadfast Harry is in refusing to learn. I respect it. Almost.
Wait, how is it spelled? I spelled it MASOGINEST.
That's wrong on so many levels.
Mason
it's NIST.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Anyway, I just wanted to tell that story.
To start this off by saying I'm not a misogynist, recently there's been some small conflicts with my wife, and recently I've been going around and sleeping with other women. And to rebuttal with this, my wife, who is apparently mad, saying that I tricked her into marrying her and got together with some of my siblings and kids and drugged me. Yeah. They knocked me out. Are you
telling your story from the other end?
Yeah. You are. They knocked me out and tied me down to my bed, and they took away my trusty Swiss Army knife and left me there defenseless.
Trusty Swiss Army knife.
They kept me there and planned to possibly kill me if I didn't treat them better and stop cheating. If that's valid. Our whole family is made up of incest.
As if that's valid.
Our whole family is made up of incest, and the only way to expand is to sleep with others. Luckily, a friend was able to sneak in and free me. And to make sure my wife never did this again, I tied her up and left her out for a senior night, and only released her under the context that she swears she would never plot or rebel against me again. Am I that asshole for
Yo, Zeus fucking sucks, bro.
Zeus is like probably Zeus?
Yeah, that was Zeus.
Yeah. Oh. This is the story I was referencing on a previous podcast where I was like he like tied her up or something, like he caught her in a net or something.
Oh, I didn't actually mean to.
Yeah, that was literally the story I was referencing.
I thought I got debated and it was actually Persephone, but...
No.
Who the fuck is Persephone?
I'm telling you, Zeus fucking... What, are you serious?
Wait, really?
God damn. That's like a key part of Percy Jackson.
Bro, I'm telling you, I don't remember shit. You guys are asking so much.
Persephone is the whole Hades' pomegranate thing.
Yeah.
She got tricked into being his wife because she ate pomegranate in the underworld. And then she's Demeter's daughter, and that's why winter happens, because Demeter's sad whenever Persephone isn't there, but whenever Persephone comes back, is spring and summer happen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Zeus fucking sucks. Zeus is like one of the worst characters in all of fiction.
Oh, yeah, no. Homie really is just the worst.
Dude rapes his mom and his wife and then acts like it's their fault.
Yeah,
fucks.
How dare you plot against me? Like, what the fuck, bro? Holy shit.
Yeah, and like the actual story, it was
bro,
like...
can we start a cancel Zeus train?
You can't cancel something that's not real, can you?
He's someone who truly deserves to be canceled.
That's not true. You can cancel.
Oh yeah, no, people cancel fictional characters all the time.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no.
Hashtag cancel Jesus.
Okay. My next one, you guys aren't gonna guess this because I don't actually think it's a story that you guys know, but you might still be able to. Like, it's a story that you've definitely heard of, and you know the concept of. So you could possibly get it, but it's also kind of unlikely. We'll see. But I just thought of this on a whim, and then as I was doing the research for this, I kid you not, I was gawking. Like, my fucking jaw dropped, like, literally.
Yeah.
Because I read some of the books in this series, that I guess that's a hint, but I read some of the books in this series, and I never remember this happening, and I was just like, holy shit, what the fuck? This is actually a thing? Why does no one ever talk about this? So here's this story. Am I the asshole for telling a mom that her newborn infant is destined to be my lover?
Hey yo! Hey yo! Hey yo!
Okay.
Pause. Why does this ring a bell? Why does this ring a bell?
It didn't ring a bell for me. It was my first time reading this shit, and I was like, what? I never knew about this. Okay, to add context, I've been pursuing her mother for quite a while now, but she eventually chose to be with my rival instead. She went through a difficult pregnancy that caused both me and her husband to want to abort the baby, but when it was delivered, I immediately realized that the baby was my destined partner. Of course, my feelings for the baby are strictly platonic. For now.
Oh my god.
Okay, also I want to add, that's not me creepily writing that in. That is literally how it's phrased in like the wiki. Like, he literally is like, okay, I'm going to keep our relationship strictly platonic, at least for now. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Okay, anyway.
Jesus Christ.
Keep in mind that none of us are human, and therefore age gaps and such matter much less than normal for us. My species in particularly knows immediately when someone is supposed to be our lifelong partner, which is how I knew that the infant is supposed to be mine. Of course, her mother was not particularly happy when I made this declaration, but even if I do nothing, we are destined to eventually be together, so I figured it couldn't hurt to tell her. My husband, my rival, is surprisingly accepting of this fact, but perhaps that's because his relationship with his wife is pretty strange as well. He, a man about 100 years old, basically stalked the teenage girl we both liked, broke into her room several times to watch her sleep, and constantly had to stop himself from trying to consume her. Anyway, now that the mother has tried to kill me for what I said, I'm wondering if I made the wrong move by telling her about her daughter's fate. Perhaps I should have just let things happen naturally. What do you think? Any clues as to what that might be?
I don't know.
Is this from Twilight?
Yep.
Okay. Is it
this is from the perspective of Jacob, the werewolf.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it the werewolf? Because he ends up with Edward.
He ends up with their child.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't either. I read like 3 of the 4 Twilight books, so I only didn't read the last one. And apparently in the last one, a bunch of crazy shit happened.
Yeah, I never read Twilight, but like when he was talking about, you know, the lover shit and like, you know, being with them, I was like, wait, watching them sleep, hold on, this sounds like fucking Twilight.
Yeah, no, the watching the sleep thing is like 100% a Twilight thing. Yeah,
that's the part when I was like, hey yo.
At some point when they're together, he confesses that he was breaking into her room and watching her sleep every night for a very long time. Like, that's so romantic.
Definitely not creepy.
But no, yeah, I was just reading this and I was like, oh yeah, I remember, because I remember her getting pregnant. And I remember the whole thing about like it was a vampire baby, so it was killing her. So they decided to turn her into a vampire, and that's like how the story ends. Or so I thought. I thought that's how the story ended, but apparently the story continues going, and they have the daughter, and then as Jacob is looking at the daughter over her shoulder, he's like, you know what? I'd tap. And I'm just like, whoa. No, the way it's phrased on the wiki is Jacob immediately imprinted on her, and I was like, excuse me, what does imprint mean? Yeah, I was like, what does imprint mean? So I searched, I went deeper down the rabbit hole because I was like, I gotta know, like, is this as fucked up as I'm thinking it is? And I searched it, and yes, it is.
Okay, interesting.
And like the whole way they justify it is like, oh, it's not a romantic relationship. He just cares about her a lot. But then it's like, they always include the last part where it's like, yeah, but when she grows up, she's going to develop romantic feelings for him because that's how the imprinting works. And I'm like, that's still not okay. You're just grooming her. That's the definition of grooming.
Just extreme grooming. Yeah, no. Yeah. That's pretty fucked.
Yeah.
This is what women enjoy, by the way.
A lot of people were disturbed by it, but also it didn't apparently create that much controversy. So yeah, I don't know. I was just reading that shit and my mind was getting blown because I was like, what? Like, I remember like Edward and Jacob fighting over her. I do not remember him going for her fucking daughter. Like, that's some weird shit.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I think in terms of ages, it's actually somehow less weird than Edward, the 100-year-old vampire dating Bella, because Jacob
was in high school for some reason.
Definitely take this with a grain of salt because I don't remember anything from the series. But from my knowledge, Jacob didn't know he was a werewolf at first, so I think he's supposed to be the same or around the same age as Bella. So technically, his age difference with her infant would be like 20-something years, whereas Edward's,
I mean, it's bad, but it's not that bad compared to
that itself on its own, considering that they're werewolves and vampires, is not that bad. But then the fact that she's an infant and that he's planning on grooming her.
Yeah, that's the part that's like, sir, you're not allowed to do that. That is
and Bella does try to kill him because she's like just got turned into a vampire, so she has like urges to like hurt people. But apparently she eventually is okay with it too. So that's how that story ends.
Bro, Bella's just such an annoying bitch.
I wouldn't know. Reach her wall. I'm never gonna read.
Yeah, I never read it, but like when I was over at Benea's once,
I don't know why I read
it, and I had to watch some of it.
3 of them or 2 of them.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yo, this shit is so stupid. And they're like, yeah, but it's hilarious. And I was like, no, it's just stupid. But
yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is.
Well, now you know. The more you know.
The
Aren't you glad that you have that information now?
I will sometimes
erase
it from your memory as fast as possible.
I'm just going to go downstairs and make food, and then I'll forget.
All right, Adash. You're up.
All right.
Oh.
Am I the asshole for using a person's desperation to find their sibling and manipulating them into being my workhorse? So I've been the ruler of a large nation for a long time now, longer than anyone else in my universe. I'm getting really tired of it, and I want to step down from my position. I have a lot of subordinates who I helped in the past, and they help in keeping the nation running smoothly as thank you for what I helped them with. I think these subordinates, as well as the actual governmental body, can pick up my slack. But I had to be sure, so I orchestrated a grand test for them to see if they were capable of handling themselves during emergencies. Unfortunately, there were a lot of moving pieces that needed to fall into place, and I was getting a little tired of having to do it all on my own. Then along came this lone wanderer looking for me, in the hopes that I could help them find their sibling that they had lost. I had taken on an alias at this point, so they didn't know I was the one they were searching for when they met me. I basically manipulated them into helping me set my plan in motion, and they did a brilliant job at it. Eventually, my plan did work, and the people I had left behind were able to handle their own crises without me, so I was confident I could leave the nation to them. Without this traveler, I could have never been assured as to the safety of an entire nation. When they did eventually find out my identity and asked me about their sibling, I basically said I can't help because I signed an NDA. I know they helped me out a lot, but I never did say I would repay them for that, and they also helped save the lives of a lot of people, so was it really that bad in the end?
What is this?
I don't really know.
At first, I thought it was Overlord, but then you started saying the stuff about the subordinates, and I was like, okay, no, it's not Overlord for sure.
Is this from an anime?
It's from a game.
I know this is the game one because the other ones weren't game one, so I was like, this has to be a game one, yeah. And I was just like,
wait, what game?
You guys have both played this.
You're a ruler, but then.
All right, let's see. Let's do the key parts. So, ruler of a large nation for a long time, longer than anybody else in that universe.
Okay.
Getting tired of it, so step down from the position. Has the government run the nation instead of him, and then random traveler comes in and helps everything.
Genshin.
Yep.
Oh.
The word traveler sparked it.
Yeah, specifically
Venti.
No. Longer than anyone else.
Fucking,
Rex
what's
Lapis?
his name?
Yep, Rex Lapis.
Yeah.
Earth dude, yeah.
Oh yeah, he did basically.
No, because Venti was useful, right? Like at the end, he actually gave a little bit of information. Zhongli, bro, was like,
Zhongli, that's it. Yeah.
He was like, so we asked about like Hanria and stuff, and he's like, the thing is, I was there. I know what happened. And we were like, great. So what happened? He's like, well, I can't tell you because I signed an NDA.
That makes no sense. The whole NDA thing was like, I made a contract.
That's a deep cut because me and Harry stopped playing that game a long time ago, so it was pretty buried in our memories.
Yeah, that's from a long. Oh god.
I was just like, we don't play games with stories really, especially not one that all three of us have played. So I was like, what?
Not recently.
About? And then you said Traveler, and I was like, wait a second. I'm remembering something. Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah.
That was actually pretty good. Hey. Yeah, so I'm realizing I actually had the format for these posts all wrong because it's supposed to put the whole "Am I the asshole?" in the beginning, and I'm like, oh well.
You don't need to. It's just okay. Usually you get the title and then go on, but you can just start without the title. Right. Like it's not that bad.
Yeah, we'll see how you guys do with this one. I think this one might be a doozy, but we'll see.
Oh boy.
So this was a long time ago. Okay. What?
Yeah. You're just like cutting out a lot for me for some reason.
Oh, really?
I don't know why.
A little bit for me. Not right now, but you were earlier.
Aww.
Yeah.
So this was
louder.
Okay, suck my dick. So this was a long time ago. I, M17, was with 3 of my friends, all F17. And this day we were all hanging out and we made food to eat together and eat. However, during the course of the meal, my friends started telling small jokes and jabs at me. I don't really remember what they were or why. It was a long time ago. At some point, it started to get to me, and because I was immature and not really able to tell people to stop or say no to them because they're my friends, I did something else. I left. I didn't tell anywhere I was going or when I would be back. I didn't think they would care as much since they kept teasing me and messing with me so much. I left and went to a cemetery where my friend was buried and sat there for a bit and chilled to cool off. Maybe after 30 minutes or so, I decided to go back.
For fuck's sake.
They didn't seem too worried. They just greeted me as if I went to the restroom. They asked where I went, and I said I went to visit a friend. One of them later took me aside and lectured me on how I was a bad friend and that they had to apologize on my behalf to the others to keep everyone together. I didn't really apologize or say anything because I was still a little bit annoyed at them. And they said if I wanted to just go visit someone, I should just say so. I didn't actually tell them where I went because I didn't really think it would sit well since it just passed recently, and since they're a close friend of mine. Am I the asshole for walking out and not saying where I went, making my friends possibly worry?
No, and it's you. So
I was gonna ask. Oh well, never mind. You guys, that was pretty ezy.
Yeah, no, the beginning of the story kind of gave that out.
Damn, I should have changed the ages. I should have changed the ages.
I didn't get it from the beginning. I was actually looking for fiction. It was the cemetery. I was like, wait, I'm looking at the wrong genre here.
Damn. I did say I was gonna mix one in because I was curious how what you guys would.
The friends thing, that's what sold it to me. Actually, when you said the cemetery thing, that actually made me think it wasn't you for a second because I was like, wait, what? Like the cemetery of an old friend. But then I was like, okay, no, he's just changing some of the things to match the story.
No, I did go to a cemetery.
But like for who?
It was one of our friends who did, one of our friends did actually pass recently before this happened, and so I was emotionally not really there, so I went there and just chilled because I was not there.
Yeah. Well,
but that literally, that's what I did. I just told them I went to visit a friend, and they're like, okay, and they actually, I think.
They made you apologize?
No, they said they apologized on my behalf because the other people were what's it called, worried, I guess, but they didn't really show it. And then they're like, I was a bad person for blah blah blah, and I think that was one of the start of the kind of breaking into
how that works. But
yeah, well, it's why I'm not friends with them anymore.
Yeah. Well, on that happy note, I guess I'll give my last one. Am I the asshole for setting fire to an entire forest just to serve as a distraction to break and enter some dude's house to get revenge?
Hey, yo!
That's it.
Oh,
what?
Hold on. Is this from one of our D&D campaigns?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one, Harry. I would have never guessed that.
Yo, I thought about it. I was like, I feel like we did this. Like, we actually said we were doing this.
Wait, we did do that, didn't we? We actually...
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, was it the whole forest, Greg?
Yeah, because remember, like, you look out the window out of the mansion at the end, and the entire thing is on fire.
Yeah.
Because no one was there to put it out.
I think that was my idea. I'm not sure, actually. Was it... whose
it was a great
that?
idea.
It was...
It was either yours or mine, Adesh. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It had to
be. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was
I just know. I know one. No, Benet wasn't part of that one because that was the pre. Yeah, but I remember one of you. It was definitely one of you was like, "This is probably not a good idea." like I don't know if we want to set fire to fucking trees right now. But you guys ended up doing it anyway. So.
Well, what other choice did we have? Like, it was the house.
What other choices did we have?
I don't know.
Drake set it up. It's like they'll figure it out.
The house was in a completely. It was in like flatland covered on all sides by forest. If we approached from any side, there were guards covering every part of the perimeter.
There were people on every side. Except for
and so back, there was just like a moat of just like entire. No, even the back had people. I remember that explicitly. So there was literally no way to approach without being seen. So the only way we could distract them was to just cause a giant fucking fire and have them run over to it.
It was a great idea because that shit worked.
It did work.
I mean, it did work.
Not only did we break into his house, we chloroform wrapped his children. We took him out to the town square.
You knocked out that gardener.
We drugged him full of LSD and left him naked in the town.
Naked in the town. Yeah.
Hey, bro, we're just going.
Overdosed.
Yeah.
I like how Harry got that like right away.
I would have taken forever. Initially, my thought was Alfred when he said burn the forest down, but then he was like break into somebody's house. I was like,
There's certain things I remember, and when I remember them.
Yeah, I'm excited to get back into D&D. It should be pretty soon. I just have like a lot of projects on my plate right now. Today we learned Zeus sucks.
Zeus does suck.
Yeah.
Twilight is a weird story.
Jesus Christ, yeah. That's about it.
Jesus is real, I guess.
and also that our D&D campaigns are fun as hell.
Oh yeah,
and somehow less weird than Twilight. I just want to add.
Yeah, no.
I don't think you guys would ever try to court an infant.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I'm not gonna lie. If anybody tried that shit, I'd roll to attack them. So
that's fair.
Roll to knock out.
All right. Well, I'm gonna add an NPC to our next campaign.
Oh my god. Oh,
Jacob and wait, what was her name? Let me see.
What is
her name? Is like insane.
Bella.
No, her daughter's
the
name.
kids.
Renesmee Carly Cullen.
Oh, that's on some white people shit, bro.
That is definitely
Okay. Well, as always, thank you so much for dropping in and listening to us ramble. You can find us on youtube.com/@thederailledpodcast. That's youtube.com/@thederailledpodcast with a new episode every Tuesday. Hit the subscribe button if you want to catch our future episodes, and hit that like button if you liked this podcast. This has been Derailed, and we will see you next time.
Deuces.
Toodles? I don't remember what it is supposed to be now.
Otters.
Poggers?
Otters.
Oh, otters. Oh yeah, it's
that's
otters.
Ash's name, remember? Otters.